let's start off with this Hunger Games trailer. So as you guys know, looks like they're doing this like Hunger Games prequel trilogy. We started off with, I actually kind of liked it. Was it Hunger Games? Way too long of a title. What was it? Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and your mama's in District 12 feeding people booty. That's how long the title was. Yeah, that one wasn't that good. Okay, I'll admit that. That one needs a little work, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I honestly didn't mind the movie. I actually thought it was pretty good. I didn't know what to expect of it. I think it didn't land with some people because even the Hunger Game aspect of it wasn't the crucial part. I think it's kind of the brilliant thing this movie does, where by the end of the film, Hunger Games is the real world. Like you think you're safe once you're out of the arena, you've survived, you've made it. I like the third act and the final part of this movie where it's like, no, we're actually living the Hunger Games all the time. I gotta write down and remember to add the thinking smart sound effect. That's gonna be a good one for when I have my brain blasts. And so I thought it was really cool, really awesome, but I was like, are they gonna make a President Snow trilogy? I don't know how that works. And no, we're just gonna be doing what looks like maybe a trilogy or a series of movies on old Hunger Games of importing characters from the Jennifer Lawrence, Katniss Everdeen universe. And so we have the story of Haymitch and how he won his Hunger Games. Spoiler if you haven't watched the Hunger Games, Haymitch wins these games, but his was a quarter quill, which just means they do something special, and the turn was doubling the amount of contestants, so it was the biggest Hunger Games. And I'm curious, man. It's supposed to be the most bloodiest, the most deadly Hunger Games in history, and we're going to see it all go down. Okay, couple of thoughts on the trailer. The vibe, very different than any of the Hunger Game movies. I feel like this one is going with a very grounded approach. Like even this shot that I was showing you, I don't know why, it's giving me Midsummer vibes. You know, the Ari Aster movie, Midsummer. I know it's probably not going to be that dark or weird. Bro drank vagina blood in that one. Me after I have my midsummer meal and it's vagina blood. That's a little tangy. Real thing that happens in that movie, just reminding you all, along with just a lot of other weird stuff. It was crazy. But no, that's kind of the vibe I was getting. It looks very serious, grounded. This is the actor they have to play Haymitch. Let me actually pull up on Discussing Films because they were the ones that got all the people. That way I don't have to do much research or brain power, know what I'm saying? Let me go down to it. So looking at who they've got to play some of these characters. Did I go too far? I think I went too far. I definitely went a little too far. When I see Rachel Sonnet in underwear, that's where I know I've hit the right stride, because I was doing my research earlier and I was like, Rachel, what? I can't show that on stream. I'm gonna get canceled for that. Well, not canceled, but okay, there we go. Here are some of the people, the faces. Okay, so just because it's better. So we have the first poster right there, looking good. It's Joseph Zada, and Whitney Peak as Haymitch and Lenore. I'm assuming love interest that he's probably gonna have to kill. That's gonna be fun to see, unless he's fighting for her in the district. Ralph Fiennes coming in as President Snow. Bro did not age good. Guess they don't have lotion in the districts, even the higher up ones, because bro was pretty handsome in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I mean, bro, I'll admit it. Bro was a looker. And then bro deteriorated. President Snow, huh? From there, I really love this casting. Jesse Plemons playing the character by R.I.P. Oh man, I just said R.I.P. and now I can't think of his actual name. What is it? I'm not gonna search it, and I'm not gonna look at chat. He deserves to have his name remembered. Why can't I think? Philip Seymour Hoffman. I did it. I don't have a victorious sound effect. I don't have like a. Gotta remember to add that one. But no, I like that's just awesome casting. I think that works well. Jesse Plemons is having a great career, so I love seeing him in things. I was even surprised McKenna Grace is in this movie. I had no idea McKenna Grace was going to be a character in this. Feels like she's been very active lately in her career. She's about in Five Nights at Freddy. She was just in that Colleen Hoover movie that I didn't love all that much, but she represents District 9 in this one. Even the Karate Kid. He's in here. He was just in The Long Walk, Karate Kid. And I was like, oh dang, that's kind of a star-studded cast. So I gotta be honest. I although we'll see how this tone plays out, I do like them having a different vibe. It's not too crazy of a different vibe from Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I do like it. I know a lot of times we criticize modern cinemas for looking very gray. And while this one does have that, I think the outside scenes, like I said, give me very vibrant, very colorful. So I like it. I hope it turns out good. My only question now is, so if part one of this trilogy where they're going back and telling stories of famous characters, well, number one was about President Snow, right? Kind of his Darth Vader origin, right? Starts off innocent young man, ends up becoming evil. I was like, okay, that one was good. Second movie, we're focusing on Haymitch and his games. I think that's a great idea. It's probably the a better idea, but I'm like, okay, now what's the third movie? What's the third movie? What character from the past would deserve their own film that is also connected to a Hunger Game? Um, that's where you Hunger Game fans are gonna have to tell me is like, did Peeta's mom Hunger Game it? What kind of games was she up to? You know what I'm saying? The Hungry Man. I just call it the Hungry Man. Finnick. Oh, so okay. That sounds like a familiar name. Finnick. Hunger. Who is it? Is he the wardrobe guy? Finnick. Oh. District who won the 65th Hunger Games at 14, making him the youngest victor in Hunger. Ooh, you know what? You're right. Is that actually already confirmed by whoever writes the Hunger Games books? I'm assuming she's probably already in the middle of writing that one. But you know what? I do like that idea. He seems to have an interesting story. The 65th Hunger Games was 14th, the youngest one to survive. I don't know, maybe his could be like a Batman story where he just like outsmarts everybody. I don't remember if his character was that smart, but that'd be kind of cool to see. So, yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Thank you guys for letting me know that. So, overall, yeah, this seems fun. This seems cool. I like this idea. I'm glad it's not a President Snow trilogy. I was afraid of that when the first movie was announced. I was like, oh, three movies about President Snow? That's weird. But I like this idea of just going back to historical characters in the Hunger Games and focusing on their story. I think that's actually kind of cool. So, yeah, down for this. Should be nice.